This is for year-level methods. It comes out of chapter 5, 5b questions 1 and 2. Sketch each of the following relations and state its domain and its range. Okay, so I can sketch this relation. -3, -4, -1, -1, -6 and 7, 1 and 5. Okay, so there it is sketched. What's the domain? The domain are all the x values used, which will be -6, -3, -1 and 1. And the range will be all the y values, which will be -4, -1, 5 and 7. Okay, in part C it's a circle of radius 2. And I have the domain. So I just, my domain is actually the extent of the circle. So it's going to go through at 2, 2, -2, -2. So there's my drawing, centered at 0, 0. And the domain is that, -2 to 2. And the range is also -2 to 2, because the circle has a center at 0, 0. And E, I've got to draw this, but only for that particular domain. So normally if I was to ignore the x, the y-intercept would be -4, and ignore the y, the x-intercept would be 4, and the line would draw for all of that. However, I've got to draw it from -1 to 2. And I've got enclosed circles at either end because they're square brackets. So if I was to put 2 in there, 2 minus y equals 4, 2 minus 4 equals y, y equals -2, 2 and -2, and I've got to put in -1. -1 minus y equals 4, -1 minus 4 equals y, y equals -5. So there's my drawing, and my domain, of course, is this, -1 to 2, and my range, the lowest range value is -5, and my highest range value is -2, square brackets on each, because these dots are included. Question 2, state the domain and range for what's presented. Okay, the domain will be all of the x values used, and that's all the x values that are used in this particular case. I'm going from -2 through to 2, enclosed circles, therefore square brackets. And the range, I am using all the y values from -1 all the way up to 2, so -1 through to 2, and again square brackets on each.